to draw in the wall. Oops. Let's see. Loose rocks moving like that, is technically eroding the cave, wearing out the cave. So try to be gentle, but sometimes it's not practical to see the easy spot. There we go. So here, gotta figure out how to get down here. And then more animal droppings. Small animal droppings, like rat droppings. I mean, wow. Actually, no, I don't know. I think these are actually some kind of seeds. I don't know, but yeah. Whatever it is, we're far from the nearest large-scale entrance. Human-scale entrance. Okay. So now, look, still breakdown rocks ahead, but the floor itself is not smooth at all. It's a lot of small rocks. I'm not 100% sure. I think that means that the floor had lava in it and it somehow cooled quickly. I'm not sure why it would do that if it's such a huge cave. Okay, I'm trying to stay to the left, but I also want to stay where other people have walked. That's why I'm not just hugging the left side. Notice there's a crack in the floor here. It's nice and deep, at least a foot deep, maybe 2 feet deep. So it's like all along here. So this is where you don't want to drop your car keys. But if you keep looking ahead, you can see that crack continues for a while. It's roughly in the middle of the cave, going the same direction as the cave. I don't always see a crack on the floor of the cave like that. So notice the erosion on the sides here. Oh, is this thing not? Notice on the sides here, it's really rough, which means people haven't worn it down with their feet yet. Same thing, that's the left side. Here's the right side, same thing. The floor over there is pretty rough, which means it hasn't been worn down. So I'm gonna be like everybody else and just stick to the middle here. So at least if I do wear it down, I wore it down the same spot as everyone else. Don't make it worse. Here's some more breakdown rock, and then there's a whole pile of breakdown rock ahead. Notice the ceiling here. Little bit of texture and shape to it. It's maybe 15 feet tall here, not too tall. But I don't have to watch my head right now. Got tons of room by cave standards. Notice the light coloring of the walls there. And there's sand. Wow, there's a very sandy area here. Okay, so up we go. You can tell by the sand on the rocks, we walk through the sand, it gets on our shoes, and then we walk over here. So we're trampling the sand everywhere. It's kind of unavoidable. I mean, unless you want to remember to stamp your feet out or something. So wow. Here the ceiling's getting taller again, but then again so is the floor because it's breakdown. But the ceiling is relatively smooth compared to all the loose rocks on the floor. Huh. Well, still no sign of bats. Okay. Here's another spot where the ceiling is curving down. It almost looks like it broke off clean, which is, you know, how these rocks got on the floor. They were part of the ceiling. Let's see here. Anything interesting? No, not really, just a little bit of rock. Okay, so now the ceiling's low again. And there the cave gets really small. Not too small though. This time I'm smart, I'm wearing knee pads. So I'm gonna go ahead and get over to the side here, since it looks like that's the way everybody else has been going. Or side, middle, here we go. More big cracks. Now you notice the curvature here. When you see that on a lava flow, if it looks like a smiley face, you're pointing up. So the way it's curving is kind of like an arrow pointing my way. That's the way the lava flowed. I'm going in the direction of lava, just like I said before. There's a name for this fixture or feature, but I can't remember what it's called. Huh. Interesting that on the floor here there's some breakdown rocks, but the ceiling is smooth. So the question is, where did these rocks come from? They must have, you know, broken down from the ceiling and floated this way when the lava was still flowing. But notice they're not cemented to the floor. They're loose. So that's a little interesting tidbit. So here, okay, the ceiling's just above 6 feet. I'm still standing up. Okay, now it's getting around 6 feet. For safety reasons, I'm crouching over a bit. Now what I'm going to do here, I'm going to adjust myself. I have to take off my backpack. Oops. Hold on a second. I'm going to adjust my knee pads. To do that, I have to take off my gloves. Okay, now I got my gloves. As long as I'm got my backpack off, I'm gonna switch flashlights too. Give this one a potty break. Oops. All right. So now, I just put my backpack on out of habit because I'm putting my gloves on. This way my hands are free. All right. So now, take off my backpack. Now I'm going to hunch through here. The hunchback of Arnold Ice Cave. Yeah, the ceiling's less than 4 feet there. One place where children have an advantage. They're less likely to hit their head on the ceiling.